Hello, and welcome to your weekly card reading with Dr. Steph. I'm Dr. Steph, obviously. And if you are just joining me, thank you so much, and I'm glad you found me. This week's angel card reading is about mediumship, and a lot of people may be a little bit confused about what that is. It's a good idea to examine your beliefs around, say, life after death, or communicating with someone who has passed. We tend to think of them in their present life form, just transitioning to a different place. In reality, they become pure spirit. And in that place of being in pure spirit, they can communicate with us in our human form. We communicate with spirit all the time. We are designed anatomically in our energy system to connect to our higher self, our guides, our angels, God, the divine, the universe, however you define it. And once a person has transitioned, or as Abraham Hicks would say, croaked into another dimension, we think that they are there in their human form with the concerns they had in this lifetime or their personality. Most of that is left behind with the body. They become pure life, pure love, pure divine energy. In that place of being divine energy or pure spirit or pure love, they do communicate with you. There was a connection here on earth in the physical form, and there's a connection that is ongoing regardless of whoever is in what form whenever. Kind of interesting to contemplate, isn't it? And you do communicate with them through your thoughts and your intentions and how you pray. Most people think they need to speak with a person through another person called a medium or someone who channels. And while that may be helpful for them to be more neutral about a conversation that they have, it's not needed to communicate with loved ones. When you get loving, positive messages that just pop in, that's them. Many times we have unfinished business with someone who has croaked. And so we want to communicate with them to see if they forgave us or to let them know that we forgive them. While that's important for us in living in this physical world, it's not important for them living in the spiritual, pure love world. But they will respond with positive, loving messages. If you're looking for guidance, and you'd like to talk specifically with someone who has passed, you can do it yourself, and it may not be quite as clear because the ego, your intention, some of the other things might have an influence on the clarity of the message. But the messages are always pure love, support, positive guidance. They never demand that you do something. They just suggest possibilities because human free will is important to the angels and your spirits who have passed. If you'd like to see how this might happen for you, one of the things that Doreen Virtue suggests that you can do is to get very quiet with a pen and a piece of paper. Ask Archangel Michael, who's the angel of protection, and he's infinite, to come in and provide sacred space. If you'd like to, you can write down some questions or some suggestions ahead of time and then sit quietly, belly breathe, into the count of 4 and out to the count of 6, at least 10 times. This gives you a little bit of time to quiet the mind, quiet the body, create a clear channel, and then just ask, "Dear departed one," and you can put the name in, and then fill in with your questions. Then sit quietly, belly breathing, and sometimes your next thought is the best thought or it's a response. And when you're finished, end the session by saying, "Thank you. I am so grateful to have communicated with you today. Ask Archangel Michael to bless the sacred space again, and then close it down. Start with a concrete place of starting and end with a concrete place of ending, so that this becomes a very sacred place. It doesn't just run into whatever else you did that day. It's very sacred and it's encapsulated in intention, and you can come back to it at any time during the day. Why do I say during the day? I recommend that when you do this type of communication, that you do it on a regular basis rather than going back to something you did previously. Why do I say that? Because every moment is a present moment, and the possibilities that you are gifted during this session may change from minute to minute, but certainly from hour to hour or day to day or week to week. If it's just a loving message and you would like to post it to remind yourself of the connection that you have all the time, you are welcome to do that as well. But stay very present moment. Angels, departed spirits, they're in the present moment. They are living in this time. And this communication is a time of communication with them that is a present moment communication. You can do this. You can do this, believe it or not, anytime, anywhere. That's all for this week's reading. I would like to remind you to please like, subscribe, and comment on my video. You can click the little reminder bell to get reminders of when these videos come up. And I hope you have a wonderful week. And if you do choose to communicate with departed loved ones, go ahead and ask Archangel Michael to come in. He'll just surround you with loving, beautiful light, and you'll feel so sacred and so safe. That's all for this week. Thank you again.